Hello, this is Blue Joe Saunders, WBO middleweight champion of the world. Subscribe to Sporting Icons to stay in touch with all the top news. God bless you all.
So I was sent a very short clip, about 20-25 seconds worth, of Deontay Wilder having an interview with some guy called Brian Custer, if memory serves me correct, which is obviously a clip from a much longer interview, or at least you would hope it would be longer than that. But within this one, Wilder says that Tyson Fury, he's a known cheat, he has a history of cheating, and it's pretty much in his DNA with him being a gypsy, and gypsies have almost a code of conduct, which is if there's an opportunity to cheat and you don't cheat, then you're a bit of a sucker. That's what Wilder said. Or, I mean, I'm ad-libbing, but the thing is though, what I would have to say about this Brian Custer, I don't know who he is. I have no idea. I've never seen him before. I don't know what platform he represents or anything. But I do have to ask Brian that when Wilder was saying these things, why was you sat there nodding your head? I mean, I know in some ways it's an automatic reaction because at the end of the day, you're giving your platform to Wilder. He can say whatever he wants. Okay, it's not really your place to be saying, no, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. Me personally, I would because I don't work for anybody. So maybe it's Brian Custer. He works for somebody and has to be a little bit more professional. For me, I would argue back, which is why Wilder will never, ever appear on my channel because I'll embarrass him. But if you agree with Wilder, okay, cool. If you don't agree with Wilder, at least sit there poker face. Okay, anyway, that is what it is. Now, we're going to talk about the Tyson Fury history of cheating in a second. The comment of the gypsies, if there is a opportunity to cheat and you don't, then they will consider you to be a sucker. Is that true? Well, I'm not a gypsy, I'm not a traveller, so I don't know what the code of conduct is. But I'm pretty sure he's wrong. I'm not saying that no gypsies have ever cheated. I'm not saying that, of course not. But that's life, isn't it? If there's an opportunity to take the shortcut and maybe get away with it, isn't that just life? Isn't that just everybody? You can't paint a whole community with the same brush. It doesn't matter how you feel about them. You can't paint a whole community with that same brush. It's wrong. That's like saying that something about, because some white people may do this. Okay, all white people are like that. Or some black people do this, so all black people are this. Some Asian people, blah, blah, blah. It's like Wilder, he once said before that the United Kingdom are all racist. This is what Wilder said, are all racist because we have a history of racism, so therefore it's in our DNA to be so. He says the most stupidest of things, he really does. He really does. So no, I can't agree with the whole gypsy thing, but as I said, I'm not a gypsy, I'm not a traveller, so what is it that I would know? So hopefully somebody out there may want to drop a comment to that one, or if you've got a channel, do a video response to it, either agree with him or don't, however it may be. Give your side of the argument. But what I do know about is the Tyson Fury history. Now, to say Tyson Fury is a known cheat, how exactly? Again, he's using it as a very blanket statement. Is he talking about the PEDs because he's got a 2-year backdated ban on his record? Does Wilder know? Which he probably does, but he's not going to tell the truth to it, is he? He's going to try and make it look as seedy as possible. Fury has a 2-year backdated ban because he chose to have that 2-year backdated ban. Now, the whole PED test from UCAD and the British Box Board of Control, which happened about 18 months between them taking a test and Tyson Fury even finding out about it. And it was quite clearly not something that they saw as important, but they wanted to question him about it, and Huey and that as well. He denied all of it. And within that time as well, because of everything, he felt like he was being stitched up. He refused to do VAR testing. In fact, the testers turned up and Peter Fury kicked him out of the gym. So that's what is on his record. Of course, he had some cocaine in his system and that as well. But that's not a performance-enhancing drug, is it? Or at least to my knowledge, I'm not an expert on PEDs, but it's not. And because it got dragged on for so long, which no other case drags on for this long, by the way, but for some reason his did, where he wasn't having a hearing, he wasn't being spoken to, but for all intents and purposes, he wasn't allowed to box. Okay. So, rather than go through all the courts and go backwards and forwards, which is obviously going to be costing Fury and Team Fury and the British Box Board of Control and UCAD, etc., a whole heap of money, He'd already been out of the ring 2 years. The agreement was take the 2-year backdated ban and he can have a license back. He's went, okay, fine. Let's just do that. And that's a fact, by the way. It's not an opinion. It's not an opinion. And Tyson has always denied that he's been taking performance-enhancing drugs. He's always denied it. Is Wilder talking about the pig farmer? Maybe. I don't know. Because the pig farmer, he said that, well, he agreed to tell the British Box Border Control and UKAD that the wild boar meat, which may have contained some form of PED, was it nandrolone or something, was part of his stock. But then later, because he didn't get any kind of money, he then came out and said, well, actually, yeah, I was paid to lie. And the reason that I'm saying it is because they never paid me. Well, that'll tell you in itself that quite clearly this Martin Carefoot is a liar. Because either he did lie because he was asked to lie, or he's lying about lying. Does that make sense? I think I've just confused myself a little bit on that one. But either way, Martin Carefoot is quite clearly a liar. So how credible is he? So what is it that Wilder is talking about? He has a history of cheating. He doesn't have a history of cheating at all. He does have a black mark on his resume because he does have that 2-year backdated ban. But as I said, that's only on there because he decided to not go through with the case and spend any more money on it and be dragged out for another couple of years because he has won his license back so he can get back to doing what he does best, which is fight, which is box. He could have dragged that on. He could have bankrupted the British Box Border Control for loss of earnings and won the case. He could have done all that. But he decided to say, fine, you know what? Let's just agree to disagree. 2-year backdated ban, cool. So what else is it that Tyson Fury is supposed to have done that he has a history of cheating? Look on his resume. He has no fights where they are a no contest. Wilder, your brother does though, doesn't he? What was that over? That's been kept pretty hush-hush, isn't it? He wants to talk about Tyson Fury cheating. Okay, so Wilder... Okay, so you've never cheated, no? You've never cheated. You've never hit your opponents on the back of the head repeatedly with your wrist. That's an illegal shot. You've never done that, yeah? Even though you've done it a lot of fights, but Tyson Fury to cheat. You're just a baby, man. You're just a big excuse making baby. That's all you are, man. That's all you are. You're a clown is what you are, really. Anyway, drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed. Catch you all in the next video.